Hello all. Today we will discuss about high pressure boilers, which is chapter number 2 of your subject power plant engineering. In last lecture we have completed chapter number 3 coal and ash handling system, which is a part of power plant. The boiler is main part of the power plant. In this chapter, topic to be covered are introduction, unique feature for high pressure boilers, advantage of high pressure boilers, Lamount boiler, Benson boiler, Velox boiler, Laflette boiler, Skimnet Hermet boiler, supercritical boilers, supercharged boilers, and fluidized bed combustion, method for superheat control, and corrosion in boiler and its way of preventing. Okay, so we will start from introduction. A boiler is closed vessel which is made of steel in which heat is transported to water by combustion of fuel which vaporize water and convert into steam at desired pressure and temperature. If the hot gases are inside the tubes, then water surrounds the tubes, then boiler is known as fire tube boiler. So example of fire tube boiler are Cochrane boiler, Lancashire boiler, locomotive boiler, etc. boilers are fire tube boilers. Whether water tube in boiler which is water is inside in tube and hot gases are surround them, then it is called fire tube boiler. Surrounding Babcock and Wilcox boiler, Stirling boiler, Yarrow boiler are the examples. The boiler which generate steam below 80 to 90 bar is called low pressure boiler, and which boiler generate steam above 80 to 90 bar is called high pressure boiler. Fire tube boilers are difficult to transport and steam generation capacity is very low. So whether water tube boiler are used and can transporting in parts of smaller diameter tubes are used which rise steam and pressure quickly. Hence all high pressure boiler are high output boiler and they are water tube boilers. Fire tube are used for low pressure and low output, and water tube boiler is used for high pressure and high low output. Modern high pressure water tube boiler can used for generating steam capacity around 30 to 650 tons per hour above pressure of 160 bar and maximum steam temperature around 540 degree Celsius. The different type of modern high pressure boiler which will be covered in this topic are Lamount boiler, Benson boiler, Laflette boiler, Kimdate Harrington boiler, and Velox boiler will be covered in this topic. Okay. So now unique feature for high pressure boilers. There are three unique features of the high pressure boiler which is different from the main boiler. First one is method of water circulation. The water circulation in boiler may be natural circulation due to difference of density between hot water and cold water. It may force circulation caused by centrifugal pump. As the boiler pressure increases, the pressure of different force causing natural flow of water decrease and became zero at critical pressure steam around 221.1 bar because the density of steam water is same. Hence, natural circulation causes so useful natural circulation is limited. So subcritical boilers up to 140 bar and pressure force of circulation became necessary for critical and supercritical boilers. The heat rate it increased due to high pressure, high velocity, and high pressure in first circular. Considerable increase in pressure can be produced by use of small diameter tubes inside the boiler. Okay, second is arrangement of tubing in drum. In water tube boiler, if flow takes place through one circulation in tube, large pressure drop takes place due to the friction between water and that pipe due to flow. If water tubes are arranged in parallel, the pressure losses due to friction is reduced considering it providing better control over the quickly steam. High pressure boiler are very small size drum and supercritical boiler drum size is completely absent. Improper circulation of steam vapor mixer causes film boiling in which steam bubbles remain contact with tube metal causing boiler tube failure. It fails the tube of that boiler. Film making can be used vapor boiler which enter at bottom of the tube and completely transform into superheated steam as steam is discharged to the superheater. Complete operation of feed water of heat steam formation and superheating of steam take place in single tube. Thus, the tubes are not needed as a drum. Okay, and third one is improved method for heating. In for heating, following method can be improved by changing some points. First one is water can be heated by mixing of superheated steam. It gives very high heat transfer coefficient. Second one is by using pressure above critical pressure, there is saving of latent heat of evaporation of that water. Third one is by increasing of water velocity inside tube and increasing gas velocity above sonic velocity, increase overall heat transfer of that coefficient. And fourth one is heat transfer can be increased by using the small degree of freedom of heat transfer, condition conveying and radiation. In modern boilers, around 35% of heat transfer take place due to the radiation. So these three method was unique feature of the high pressure boiler which makes difference between normal boiler and high pressure boiler. So now we'll discuss about some advantage of high pressure boiler. The tendency of scalp formation is eliminated due to high velocity of water through that boiler tube. Due to fast circulation of water, it ensures positive circulation and increase in the evaporative capacity of that boiler. And less number of drum will be required. And in some boilers also no drums are required. The rate of firing fuel and hence the rate of heat release is increased as pressurized combustion in the use. A small size and lightweight tube with better heat coefficient arrangement are used. It makes unit compact, occupy less space and also reduce cost. So there is capacity capital cost will be reduced. All parts are uniformly heated, therefore danger of overheating and thermal stresses are reduced. The differential expansion is reduced due to uniform temperature and this reduced possibility of gas and air leakage. Due to use of forced circulation, there is greater flexibility. The component arrangement are they horizontally is here required. Natural circulation is eliminated. The steam can be raised quickly to meet variable load requirements. By using high pressure boiler, the steam output of turbine increase, hence efficiency of plant is increased up to 40 to 42%. A very rapid start of cold possible if external supply of power is also available. Now we will discuss about some example of high pressure boilers. Our first example is La Mount boiler. The diagram, schematic diagram of La Mount boiler is shown here. This boiler have first forced circulation water tube, high pressure boiler, and it is invented by Lamount in 1925. You can see schematic diagram. Water from what well is supplied through feed pump and it is supplied to economizer. Most of the sensible heat is supplied to separating and storage drum which contain feed regulator that controls the speed of the feed pump. From the drum, centrifugal pump circulates about 8 to 10 times of quantity of water to be evaporated in this cycle. This large quantity of water circulate prevent the tube from being overheated. So it is very safe. The centrifugal pump delivers feed water to the distributing header at pressure of 2.5 bar above the drum pressure. The distribution of header distribute the water through nozzle to the radiant evaporator where water is absorbed radiant heat from the combustion chamber. Air is blown by blower. Air blower are also attached, which is preheated in the air preheater by the heat using heat of flue gases. This is heated air supplied to combustion chamber. Steam water mixer from radiator evaporator passes through convecting evaporator and then separate it and storage drum which is separated and pass through superheated steam. Superheated steam is then passed to steam turbine to develop mechanical work. This boiler can generate 45 to 50 tons of superheated steams per hour of 120 bar at temperature of 500 degree Celsius. Now we will see advantages for La Mount boiler. Advantages are as per following. First one, high heat transfer rate is achieved due to use of small diameter tubes. Then, due to forced circulation, high evaporation is achieved. This formation can be used. Now, limitation. There are some limitation of that boiler is Salt and sediments are deposited in inner surface of water tube which reduce heat transfer and also steam generation capacity. It also lead to overheating of tubes due to salt deposition. And another limitation is there is formation and attachment of bubble on inner surface in the heating tubes. This reduces heat flow and steam generation capacity of the boiler. So these two was limitation for La mount boiler. Okay, another example is Benson boiler. In La mount boiler, formation and attachment of bubble take place inside the inner surface of boiler tubes. So we have seen some limitation about that, and it defects on heat reducing heat generation capacity and steam generation capacity etc. So this reduce the heat flow, steam generation and offers to thermal resistance than film. Mark Benson arranged that boiler pressure rise to critical value 221.1 bar, then steam water would have some density and therefore danger of bubble formation can be eliminated. The first high pressure Benson boiler was put in operation in 1927 in Germany. Figure shows arrangement of different boiler component of Benson boiler. It is schematic diagram of Benson boiler. The entire process takes place in single continuous tube without use of boiler drum. Hence, it is also called one through boiler. So second name of Benson boiler is one through boiler. Air is blown by a blower. In this boiler, we are also using blower for heated air. The air supplied which is preheated in air preheater by flue gases. This is heated air supplied to combustion chamber. Water from hot well is supplied through the feed pump to economizer. Most of the sensible heat is supplied to feed water passing through the economizer. The feed water from the economizer sows into radiant evaporator in which water gets evaporated and partially converted into the steam. The radiant of evaporator receive heat from burning fuel through radiation process. The steam water mixer then passes to a convective evaporator where steam water mixture is converted into the steam. The heat is required to absorb from hot gases by convection. The saturated steam is available in convecting evaporator. Steam is then superheated in superheater and superheated steam is supplied in the steam turbine. This boiler can generate about 150 tons of superheated steam per hour at pressure of 500 bar and temperature of 650 bar. There are some advantage. We can see total weight of Benson boiler is 20% less than other boiler because in this boiler there is no requirement of the drum. So weight around 20% will be reduced from another boilers. The boiler part can easily transported and assembled into a site. It can be erected in comparatively smaller floor area. So there is no required large area. It can be started quickly within 10 to 15 minutes. So it's easy to shut down and start for maintenance and other queries. It can easily meet sudden load fluctuation. If we require load fluctuation, then it is suitable. At part load and overload, it can be operated most economically by varying the temperature and pressure. Explosion hazards are not served as consist of tube of smaller diameter and due to absence of drum storage capacity is very small. Furnace wall of the boiler can be efficiently protected using smaller diameter and closed pitch tubes. The blowdown losses are only around 4% as compared to natural circulation boiler for same capacity. Superheated in Benson boiler is integral part of forced circulation system and hence no special starting arrangement for the superheater is required. The rate of steam generation is high, hence very suitable for power generation. Now we will see some disadvantages for this boiler. If distilled water is not used, heavy deposit of salt occur in the evaporation. Hence, evaporator has to flush in after every 4,000 working hour to remove salt. Tubes get overheated due to salt deposition, which may result tube failure. So it can fails tube or overheater tubes. Now we will see